Aloha, everybody. And those of you that come early, awesome. John, can I hear your voice? I just love hearing your voice.
Hi, Wayne. How's it going?
Ah, it's going well.
You
Yeah.
had a good week?
Yeah, not bad. Full of lessons and little pain, little ecstasy. You know how it goes.
Okay.
It's so good, though, to meet up with you and Penelope every Sunday. Yeah. Eventually, I'll be able to see who's on the other channels live streaming. But
Okay.
how was your week?
It was quite good, yeah. I felt fairly productive this week.
Oh, good. And have you
And
gotten
yourself?
something creative to jump into?
No, just doing some sorting and clearing of stuff.
Yes, I know. We're in the same canoe.
Well, I doubt that you wouldn't believe the amount of stuff I have, but it's always an interesting process.
Oh, well, it sounds very productive. I like that word. Good work. Nice. I wish Penelope wasn't so shy, but we can accept that
Yeah.
because she's a radiant human being, just like you, John. And we're still in a body. That's something to celebrate, huh?
Yeah. So,
It may not feel that way all the time, but that's okay. Oh, golly gee. Mm. It's spring. Is it spring in the UK? Are you guys still getting cold weather there?
yeah, but yeah.
What's the temperature there tonight there?
I don't know tonight. It's been coldish. It's supposed to get warm next week.
Yeah, that's what we hear over here too. Yeah.
Right. The the direction of the wind or something changes. So
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I think we're in the very similar latitude to you guys over here in Canada. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll look forward to the warmth. And thanks for showing up, you guys. Really appreciate you. Love you mucho.
okay.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Mystic Wisdom Sunday. It is May 17th in the year 2026. And I'm wearing black. I don't know why. It just felt like the appropriate color today. And it's interesting though. I'm Wayne Kealohi Powell. The middle name is my Hawaiian spirit name. Lived based in Hawaii since in the mid 80s. So I've learned a lot of Hawaiian music, cultural traditions, some of the language, and the premier hula dancers um, would wear black to their main performances, which is really interesting. It's almost as if the glow of the soul comes more clearly when there's no interference from reflected light from other sources. Yeah, yeah. Lehua is his name. Kawai Kapua Kalani Hewitt. He wears black in a lot of his performances at night. And if you squint your eyes, you can kind of see his soul just glowing. So, speaking of glowing souls, I'm going to play a song for you about you being a star. And that's the name of it. You are a star. are a star for everyone, a true bringer of the dawn, helping all to find their way, trusting Spirit more and more every day, and our soul shines so bright as we give ourselves away, helping all to find their way. One heart, one mind, we're here to stay, and our world is transformed to know God's love without fear. Wisdom grows through our loving deeds, bringing peace into reality. Garden of love in our hearts, sharing joy and beauty far and wide. We are free when we feel the love we are, so very much alive, and our world transformed to know God's love without fear. Wisdom grows through our loving deeds, bringing peace into reality, and our world is transformed to know God's love without fear. Wisdom grows through our loving deeds, bringing peace into reality, bringing peace into reality, bringing peace into reality. Well, there you go. Peace into reality. And that's our talk for today. Well, I'm hoping all of you had a good week. It's spring, and we get a little bit teased by the weather, I think, when it's spring. The cold comes back in Canada here and in UK, like I was just discussing with John in Europe. We get these waves of warmth, and then we get these waves of cold, more waves of warmth, and then more waves of cool, and then more waves of warmth, and then finally more waves of not quite cool, and then summer has arrived. So blessings to you wherever you are in the world. I'd like to talk to you today about trust, about decision making, and freedom, and last but not least, peace. Yeah. Something that we really enjoy. It's very yummy. So how is all this achieved? You know, I keep finding what's happening in my life here in Edmonton that, pull this mic a little bit closer. Yeah. That I'm finding life isn't what I expected. The things that I expected to happen, um, and I put out some really good energy in those directions. And of course, we're following programs that worked before. When I was here before, 6 years ago, uh, yeah, it could even have been seven. It was right before the lockdown, where I did some services at the Centers for Spiritual Living. And so when I came back, I thought, oh, let's jump into that again. And it's not available. It's interesting. And I also thought that it'd be really easy to get some gigs here. And so, I've been sending emails and calling restaurant owners and doing my thing to plug in. And it's not at all what I expected either. And it's so easy, to go to fear when something doesn't happen the way you want. Yeah, it's a very common experience, being human. And yet, what is our default when that happens? When something isn't turning out the way we want or expect, or uh, we, did our manifestation ceremony to make it so, what is really going on there? And what I find is life has its own agenda. And if we're not okay with that, then we're going to suffer. We're going to be in anxiety. We're going to be in feeling less than. We're going to feel perhaps incompetent to accomplish what we set out to do. Yet, I really want to emphasize the idea that we are here to garden consciousness. Breathe that in for a minute. We are here to garden consciousness. Now, that's no small task. It sounds really simple, especially for all of those of us that have had gardens before. We know how to garden. We plant seeds. First we prepare the soil, which is kind of like when you set out to accomplish something. How do you prepare the soil? In springtime, it's a good time to discuss this. You prepare the soil by preparing your mindset for the unexpected. Because you never know how nature's going to respond to your seeds, what you put into the soil. But there is a protocol that actually works. Why? And we know this because it's happened many, many times, every time I built a garden. So, what does that look like? Well, if I'm gardening in boxes, it requires a bit of construction. Build a frame in the yard. I remember when I lived on the hill in Beverly Hills, where my first son, Jared, was born, with his mother, the dirt was not satisfactory. We were on a cliff, on a hillside cliff, and it was mostly rock. And we lived up 70 stairs, 70 stairs, to get to the plateau where our cabin was on 7 acres. So I had to haul all of these 50, 60-pound bags of dirt all the way up those stairs after I built a really nice 2x10-inch frame. I scraped the bottom as clear as I could up to the rocks, built the frame. And then carried all the soil, put it in there, and then we decided what to grow. That's the preparation for your new life, for your new adventure, right there. Does it fit into a frame? And what kind of frame does it fit into? Is it a community frame? Is it a frame of just 4 people, 2 people? Is it a business you're building? Is it a relationship you're building? Okay, so you've had other relationships. Let's use that for a metaphor. And you've had some success and some that feel like, they could have gone differently. All that's grist for the mill. So when you're starting out again with a new garden, you're starting fresh with new soil. You're not starting with any history that went before, right? Now that has been good advice for starting a new relationship forever. Yeah. And all the counselors will tell you that, Don't get in a new relationship right away because you'll carry all those dysfunctional patterns into it to continue. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you are aware that you are gardening consciousness, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. As long as you're watching what seeds, what thoughts are being planted into your now moment, then you're cool. You will evolve. You will grow some interesting things. Now, if you lose sight of what's happening, that you're gardening consciousness, and you just continue thinking the way that you have before, and you start with someone new, then all that went before is going to show up. It's just logic, right? It's the same in gardening. So what's the best way to garden consciousness? Well, let's clean out the memories. Yeah, let's have at least a brief enough period between partners or lovers where we can examine our choices before and what they brought us and whether or not we want more of that. You see, change doesn't happen until the will to have something different is stronger than the will to repeat what came before. Yeah. And so that's where the inspiration to garden consciousness or even plant new seeds comes from. I want something different. I want something new. I want something fresh. And you may have grown tomatoes before. You may have grown green beans before. You may have grown carrots before. Yet this is a new start. We've got new dirt, new seeds. It's the same in relationship or in a project. Yes. So, number 1, prepare yourself. Prepare the soil. If it needs a frame, let's frame it. If it needs a container, let's contain it. And there's so many examples in creative projects that resemble what I'm telling you, that really speak to what I'm telling you. Like I've noticed in my circles, when I do forgiveness circles, and I go half an hour before the circle starts, and I prepare the soil. I prepare the room. I clear the room with energy, and I set an altar in the middle of where everybody's going to sit. And then I set the chairs around that will be filled. And I walk around and I bless each chair, whoever's going to sit in that chair. It's like preparing the soil for them to sit in it. And then I'll sit where I am sitting to lead the circle, and then I will meditate, and I will breathe in the love that I am, amplify it, and spread it like a hub into all the spokes of the circle before anyone arrives. So that is like good preparation. It's similar to if you are an artist. You have to prepare the canvas, you have to prepare the easel, you have to prepare the paintings. Same with a recording artist. You have to prepare the song. You have to arrange the song. You have to refine the lyrics. You have to contact vocalists if there's someone else besides you singing. So much preparation before the button is pressed. So let's look at this springtime as an opportunity to grow something fresh in our mind, in our body, and in our life. Yeah, so let's breathe that in. And let's have a little meditation in regards to this. I think we're off to a good start. So close your eyes, if you would please. Sit comfortably or lay comfortably and start breathing in through your nose the sweetest of air you've ever smelt before, full of light. And fill your body, beginning with your heart, this light. You can put your hand on your heart if you like, but let's just keep the breath, nice deep breath flowing into your body, into your heart, and clearing whatever thoughts you're having. Just let them go. As they appear, just welcome them and let them go. Don't hold on to any thoughts whatsoever. This is a way of clearing the soil and building the container for your next experience. Slow, deep breathing through the nose from above. Filling yourself, your heart, your mind with pure love, pure light. Feel the emptiness of this space as you clear it from thoughts. Feel the emptiness of this infinite space within you, filled with light. An empty heart, an empty mind, full of light. Slow, deep breathing. If you want to, you can imagine your higher self, which is a part of you, breathing with you. It's your immortal self, breathing with you. And now in this beautiful soil of consciousness that we've created, I want you to plant the seed of trust. Go ahead and stick your finger down in the soil to make a nice hole for the seed. And then plop the seed in there and gently cover it up with your loving presence. And then breathe. That's the way to water the seed of trust, is to use your breath. Keep breathing deep and allow that little seed of trust to just percolate in that beautiful, clean soil of consciousness where you buried it. We're going to plant 3 seeds in your new garden. So now, I want you to reach into your heart and pull out the seed of freedom, the little tiniest spark of light, the seed of freedom, which relates to your immortal self. Take your finger again and poke a hole in the soil of consciousness. Plop that seed down in there and gently cover it up. And water it with your breath, your love, all that you are as presence. And now to finish the triangle, we're going to plant one more seed. So reach into your mind this time and pluck the seed of peace from your mind. And this is the mind of infinite reality, the mind of God. Hold the seed in the palm of your hand as you breathe your love into the seed. And exhale with a nice ha sound into the seed. Take another deep breath and let's do aloha into the seed. Aloha. And now with your other hand and finger, just poke a hole in the soil of consciousness and plop that seed down in there. And now we have a triangle. We have a seed of trust, a seed of freedom, and a seed of peace. Cover it gently and water it with your loving breath. And now we visit the idea of each seed and what it represents. The seed of trust allows us to have a knowing that the universe now, the infinite supply, is now responding to our planting. And even though we can operate this particular garden of consciousness out of time, we trust that the universe will allow the abundance of itself to grow as trust within us. Take a deep breath. And how this manifests. Next time things don't go the way you think or expect, you will rely on this beautiful plant being, consciousness being, growing into your garden from your garden to nourish you and have you feel everything is working out perfectly. And breathe that in. Regardless of how I feel or think, everything is working out perfectly. Take another deep breath and say that out loud as you watch the seed of trust grow. Everything is working out perfectly. EWOP. Everything's working out perfectly. Another deep breath, and look at that sprout coming out of the soil of consciousness. Strong little plant growing with dark, sparkly green just popping through the surface. And as we water it with our loving breath and our consciousness, our awareness of our connection to love itself as our beingness, that trust just grows and grows and grows. Another deep breath. Yes, thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, self, capital S. And look here. Wow. Right next to it, the seed of freedom is starting to sprout. And it's interesting how trust came first. And now freedom is starting to poke through the surface. And we will breathe this freedom in and feel it in our soul. And water it. Oh, and it's growing so nicely next to trust. Sweet, sweet it is. And here we are, we're so happy. Our garden is such a success. Trust is just growing in leaps and bounds so quickly as we put all of ourself into it with our breath, our consciousness. And now, oh my gosh, freedom is sprouting so clearly from trust. In other words, everything is turning out perfectly, regardless of what we had planned. That's trust, creating the freedom to experience what was not planned. Yes. And look there. Oh, the third seed is now sprouting, and here comes peace. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful peace is now coming up. And we have this beautiful garden now with trust growing into a tree with all kinds of branches reaching into all aspects of our life. And here we have freedom coming up as a giant bush that is starting to cover all the garden and the ground in the garden. Yeah, and that freedom from trusting has created enormous peace within us to feel more free and more trusting. So as we empty our agenda and we approach our garden of consciousness with a willingness to be guided into choices that we could not even imagine ourselves, trust, freedom, and peace are given to us as gifts from Creator. Take a deep breath, take a few deep breaths, and feel those beautiful plants growing in your garden of consciousness today. Trust. Let's water it. Deep breath. Freedom. Let's water it. Deep breath. Feel it in your soul. And peace. Let's water it. Deep breath. And now our garden is full of exquisite consciousness that we have cultivated as a human being. Yeah. Let's reside here in peace at the side of our garden for a few more breaths. We can feel all the beings in consciousness that promote our well-being with us, as us, and for us. Let's breathe our love into all that is in our periphery, in our orbit. Let's overflow our love with our breath now as we stand in the middle of these three really strong trees and bushes. Trust, freedom, and peace. We stand in the middle and we allow as we breathe all that is to bloom in us as these traits envelop us, and we spread them into the world, trusting that the world can be itself, and we can feel free and peaceful within that. As you breathe, relax your body, relax all your muscles, and feel yourself as a lighthouse of trust, freedom, and peace. Deep breath. Mm. Keep the breaths flowing. As I play for you a song. The first song I ever wrote is wanting to come out at this moment. And just be at peace with your garden of consciousness as you hear this song. After the silence of your mind, things of this world will flow behind. The river of life goes on so slow. The only thing we can do is learn to flow. Feeling the sunshine on my head, I listen to the bluebird to know what he said. Leave the past alone. To this we must die. Born again to climb, and others to fly. Walking down through the fountain of light, receiving my blessings through lessons and strife. With wisdom from the water, I'll fly as a dove, bringing you the song of the wind for your love. So how you guys doing? Anybody have any questions or additions they would like to set into the space, or a suggestion of what you'd like to hear more about? I am open. Yeah, I guess there you are. Yay, John, what's up?
Well, it's not necessarily to do with what we just did, but it is a little bit. In using the form of Ho'oponopono that you are promoting now, how do you use it to specifically go into the past to specific incidents that you recall that you still feel have an impact on you, or you feel are stuck there like stones, like? So it's like pulling out some weeds from your soil, your garden.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Thank you.
I understand how you can use the short, simplified version in a more transitory way, like with someone, or just that someone you judge in that moment. But I'm speaking more about things that have a bit more weight, you know, within your psyche.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. And it made a deeper imprint is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because all emotional impact has like a scale of 0 to 10 on its imprint. Mm. Yeah, in Ho'oponopono, they're dealing a lot in linear time, it would seem. And this is why I like to overlay other concepts and ideas as well. So to answer your question in regards to Ho'oponopono, um, it would help to disidentify with the event as being real. And how that comes out of just being, a mental concept is what I'm hearing the question is about. So, see if I can come up with an example. Um, okay. Yeah, okay. Um, I think what we need, in fact, all the systems would agree, is a shift in projection and perception of the event. That's what's required to loose the intensity, the impact on the psyche. So, in your gardening concept, we would want to look at that imprint and the intensity of it in a different way, from a different angle, from a different level of consciousness, from a different perspective. That's why I mostly teach in metaphor. It's like a scene in a movie. The impact that the last scene of the Titanic had on me was extremely deep. I may have shared the story how they had to drag me out of the big screen theater the first time I saw it, because I was head in hand over the seat in front of me, just bawling and bawling and bawling. I just couldn't put myself together. And yet, the actual reality of all of that was it wasn't real. So I had to look inside myself and locate what imprint it had touched in me. And it touched the depth that I had loved every woman I had lived with. That I would have given my life if only one of us could live, just like he did in the movie. He chose to put her out of the water when there was no room for him, and let his life go so she could live. That's kind of the way I'm wired. So if you can find the program that's running, what the root is of that weed, it's not necessary to find it, but in Ho'oponopono, it's good to look at the intensity of the memory as you begin to erase it. And the reason to erase it is it doesn't actually exist. we are keeping it alive for good reason from the ego's perspective. And what value are we getting from keeping it alive? That would be a good thing to examine. Yeah. To change the belief from it actually happened to it's not, has no reality in this moment at all. That perhaps in the Ho'oponopono system, they would erase the memory. And so another metaphor to use, I think I may have used this in the teaching last Wednesday night, that suppose you were writing about this memory because it infected you so deeply that you put down a couple of sentences, one sentence, a paragraph, whatever, describing the memory. And then years later, or some time later, you decide there's no profit, there's no reason to keep that memory alive. So you decide you want to take it out of your book, out of your tracking of consciousness. So you take the end of your pencil and you start erasing it, and you realize that you put it in a perma marker of ink. So you reach for a stronger eraser. And you erase and erase and erase, and you get it down to about half of its intensity. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, for holding on to this memory. Then you realize it's not working. So you resort to the desk drawer and you pull out some whiteout. And you take the little brush and you just go over what's remaining in the impression of your memory. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. Where it was written before is now bleached with white out. So there's a metaphor that I would use for gardening that extra strong memory to get rid of the roots. And then once again, if you want to stay with the garden concept, you are doing your work and you keep cutting it off at the level of the soil, and the roots keep growing something back. So another metaphor you can use in this regard to a very deep imprint is get a very large, long-nosed shovel and go ahead in your garden, in your meditation, go all the way down till you feel it pass the bottom of the root and dig that sucker up. And then you can do what you want with it. Yeah, because in your imagination, you're free from time and space. You could put it on a fire. You could boil it. You could fry it, have it for lunch. You could chop it in little pieces, make tea out of it and bless it so it becomes compost for your new life. Yeah, get creative, John. And but don't be afraid of it. Definitely go after it, feeling empowered as the being that you are, lovingly empowered to release yourself from any imprint at all that is in your psyche. Now, if you want to go even deeper, what I've noticed is I had a client this last week, and she had a loop of a memory that was going on with a person in this life, in this dimension. It's been going on for years. And I've seen this in 2 clients this week, where they keep breaking up with this person and they keep getting back together. And they keep breaking up and then not getting back together, but the attachment is still holding. And they are suffering. Their mind is in a loop of being attacked and retaliating with this person. So, in both cases, what I felt when I went inside of their scenario was a hangover, I call it, from another lifetime. The 2 souls had come together before, and they had not completed what was set in motion for whatever reason. There's so many reasons it could be about, but I don't need to know those reasons. All I need to do is recognize and observe that this attachment and this loop is so strong that it's a hangover from a continuation from another life experience. Because there is no death. We go in and out of bodies, and we entwine with different souls for different lessons and different purposes. And that's just the way it is. And some of the souls we'll meet up with in this life, there is a leftover that's seeking resolve. I've had this in my own life several times. And I face it with trust, freedom, and peace. Because I know that when it's done, I'll be free. I can trust that it's evolving, it will bring me freedom, and I'll be at peace when it's over. So going back to the main theme of today, and using those metaphors. Because just, we can't really know for sure if it's from another life, and that's okay. Because our imagination is our most powerful tool as an urban shaman, or even as any kind of creator in this dimension. Our imagination can lead us into some really dark places, or some really creative places filled with light. So use your imagination, John, is what I would say. And I've given you a couple of ways in. Did that, does that help?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, quite a lot of information, but that's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah, you can use the replay if you want to take it one at a time.
Yeah.
Which one are you attracted to?
Pardon?
Which scenario would you be attracted to use for yourself?
Well, I think, like you say, a combination of, combination of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll see how I get on with,
And, the last thing I would recommend, which you already are aware, stay aware that your higher self, your God self, your immortal self is doing the work with you, as you, and for you. Because there's enough light in that to erase anything from the past, to cut any cords from anyone and everyone. So I would definitely take that with you. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You can even use a mantra like, I am love. I am immortal. I am God. I am spirit, as you move through the process. And that will give you strength. I always love your questions, John. Your input is really welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You feel the joy between us. I mean, it's healing in itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm so happy that Penelope brought us back together. Thank you, Penelope. Yeah. And John, if you can always reach out to me if something should happen in this dimension where, you need some divine reflection, you can always reach out to me. I'm here. Only 7 hours earlier now that I'm in Mountain Time. So there you go. Well, all right, lady and gentleman, and lads, thank you so much for helping me, supporting me this day for this transmission. And I'm so grateful that to be here, still in a body, reflecting that we are love in a body, and that knowing yourself is always the key. Capital S, knowing yourself is always the key to whatever you're inside of and whatever you want to manifest and whatever mood you would like to change. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go and see you next Sunday for more trust, more freedom, and more peace, and more joy. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So please take the best care of yourself, and I know you will. And just remember that you are love in a body. That is a fact that will never change. So, blessings, blessings. Mai ka'i, ahui ho, blessings. Till we meet again. Our love is alive and well.